last class we had seen about the cognitive process subtopic of perception. Today we are going to see about the subtopic learn. In this session we are going to see about the topic of learn. First of all, why it is important to know about the learning. For example, if we take into consideration about the nursing students. Nursing students, in order to get good marks and to perform well in the clinical area, they need to learn the things, how they are teaching, how they are performing, where they were efficient in the clinical area. Like that, they need to have in the mind how to perform their daily activities and to achieve the goals very professionally. Coming to the definition of learning. Definition: the term learning covers every modification of behavior to meet the environmental requirements. We need to change our behavioral patterns and we need to develop the attitude in the sense in a positive attitude. Whatever we learn, we need to spread that thing into the different persons. Thus our learning will be improved. Coming to types of learning. First one is the stimulus response learning. Stimulus response learning in the sense it involves the conditioning of the respondent behavior through the process of stimulus association and substitution. Again, it is subdivided into classical conditioning, instrumental conditioning. Coming to the classical conditioning, first one is the conditioned stimulus and unconditioned stimulus. It is the association between the two stimulus. Second one, instrumental conditioning. It is the reinforcement, whether it is positive or in a negative way. For example, if we see, consider some class. The teacher may award the person with the more marks first prize. Like that, if the positive reinforcement was there, other children also may try to compete with that person. That is the instrumental conditioning. Second type of learning is perceptual learning. Perceptual learning, here the individual receives the information from the sense organs and interpret them in the light of previous experience. Then third one, verbal learning. Verbal learning, it is mostly used in the formal education. Like in our teaching itself, we will use verbal signs using flowcharts, pictures, figures. In order to proper understanding of the students, we will use the verbal learning. Then coming to motor learning, it is the fourth type of learning. In this, we will use the motor skills in order to learn the things. For example, learn to walk and swim. Then fifth type of learning is the concept learning. In this concept of learning, the mental image that denotes the general ideas about the things. For example, car. If we want to buy a car, we will have the idea of the car, such as how that car doors, windows, what is the structure, like that. Whenever we are going to buy the car, we will have that in the mind that we learned previously. That is the concept learning. Then coming to the problem solving learning. Problem solving learning in the sense it is the use of cognitive abilities like thinking, generalization and imagination. Then seventh type of learning is the attitude learning. This attitude learning helps in achieve the things automatically. For example, if the student is having the more interest in one subject, he will achieve more marks in the particular subject. Then paired associate learning. Paired associate learning comes, for example, if we want to remember one thing, like if we want to remember some name of goddess Lakshmi, we will remember some name Lakshmi, we will remember the name of goddess Lakshmi. So we will remember easily. Like that it is, if we want to learn the thing, we will associate the thing with the person. Then coming to other types of learning. It is again visual, auditory, tactile and other things also there. The factors associated with the learning. How the factors affects the learning process. First of all, it affects the learner's physical health, mental health, basic potential of the learner, the level of motivation, goals of life, readiness and willpower, maturation, age, emotions and the sex. First of all, learner's physical health. For example, if the learner is having malnutrition or loss of sleep, fatigue, these are all of physical handicaps. Thus, it affects the learning process. Then, learner's mental health. If the person is having mental illness, some of the experiments shows that The learner's mental health will be affected by the fears, worries, daydreams, feelings of loneliness that affects the learning. Then basic potential of the learner. How does this affect the learner's general intelligence, knowledge and the understanding skills? Coming to the level of motivation. If the stronger and clearer the motive, the greater will be the effort. If the motive was stronger, like we need to get the class first, like our desire was like that, means the effort will be much more better and the outcome will also be good. Goals of life. Goals of life in the sense the philosophy of immediate as well as the ultimate goals. Whatever we will keep in our mind, the ultimate goals of one's life, it affects the process and product. Both the process and the product of learning will affect. Coming to readiness and willpower. The next factor is the readiness and willpower. The learner's readiness and willpower are great deciding factors in learning the result. If we want to achieve something, we will have the more willpower. Then maturation. Maturation in the sense the child has to be physically mature before learn to walk or run. If the child under 1 year, he can't able to walk or run properly. But if he is physically mature, after 2 years or 3 years, he is able to walk completely without any support. Coming to the age, old people who are physically weak and ability to learn is very slow. Then coming to the emotions. In emotions, like if we are in a sad mood, we are not able to concentrate properly. Thus it is difficult in learning. At last factor is the sex. Female likes to learn the things that involves the people, and whereas the men, they are the object oriented. Coming to the next slide, we will see theories of learning. Mainly 5 types of learning theories: trial and error theory of learning, theory of classical conditioning, theory of operant conditioning, theory of insightful learning, observational learning. Coming to trial and error theory of learning. Here we can see one example. If we take some cage and we keep some cat in that with lever on the side, some clutch will be there to this box, and we will hang some fish outside of the box. Here what happens, if the cat was hungry, he tries to bite, claw and scrambling the box, and after the subsequent trials, he opens the latch and catch that fish. The latch will be opened and the cat will catch the fish. And at first time, subsequent trials, but later on the process continues. The cat learns easily how to open this clutch and catch the fish. That is the trial and error theory. Then coming to the theory of classical conditioning. Here, in the theory of classical conditioning, if we consider some dog, if we are going on keeping some food by ringing the bell at a particular time, after some days, if we ring the bell for some time and if we won't provide the food, it automatically starts salivation. That is the theory of classical conditioning. Third one was theory of operant conditioning. Theory of operant conditioning in the sense, here the experimenter does the experiment by using some box. In this box we are having, in this experiment, the experimenter takes some box and in this box they will keep some lever, and here the food particles opener will be there. Here what happens, if the experimenter drops the food by latching this lever. As the rat observes that, the rat tries to attempt from the next thing. Later the rat began to press lever more rapidly. After the successful attempts, if the food pellets comes easily, the rat tries to learn that how to make this thing properly and easy manner. That is the experiment. Coming to the theory of insightful learning. Here in the insightful learning, here the experimenter places the monkey below the thing and some bananas will be hanged there. What happens here? The monkey sees the bananas from here and the monkey tries to catch that thing. After subsequent trials, the monkey tries to catch the bananas easily. Later, after some time, What the experimenter does, after some time, what the experimenter does means hanging the bananas at a particular height that is not reachable up to monkey, and keeping some box here and some stick here like that. Then the monkey will take this box and keep below the monkey, and that monkey tries to catch the bananas. The monkey's intellectual level here it decides. That is the theory of insightful learning. Then last one was the observational learning. By seeing itself we try to learn the things. For example, if we want to learn some biryani or how to cook chicken and all, we need to observe the things and we'll learn. How it was, we will see by using the social media, like anything, YouTube, Facebook and all, whatever the products, how they are cooking, we will observe and we will try to learn. That is cooking biryani. By watching the video we will learn the things. That is the observational learning. By seeing itself we will learn the things. Thank you guys for listening to the topic. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you one and all.